focus 咧好多時就係 focus 啲公司，咁佢哋想譬如話做 digital transformation 啊，或者佢想做即係 more innovation 啊咁樣，咁我就即係幫佢用一啲instrument 去 measure 佢哋個 culture。然之後 identify 佢哋想要咩新 culture，咁然後就幫佢做好多即係 assessment 啊、change management 啊咁樣嘅。咁我通常做嗰啲嘢咧都係有晒，即係全部都有measurement 嘅，即係有 instrument。咁就變咗咧就比較好少少，因為即係有時譬如你 Even McKinsey 佢哋做 culture 嘅時候咧，佢哋都係你哋要呢個 culture innovation，咁於是佢就俾一大紮嘢你做，但係都冇咩個 measurement 喺度，咁我就 prefer 即係 focus 一啲有 measurement 嘅嘢嘅。咁我自己都係 Poly 嘅，我唔知你哋係咪啦。我知 KF 就係啦，我係 Poly 嗰陣時都係即係我個最後嘅 degree 都係 Poly 嘅。咁所以咧，我做呢一樣嘢咧，其實咧今日介紹俾你嗰樣嘢咧，就係我其中一個喺 Hofstede Insights 嘅一個 partner， 佢自己 develop 嘅一套嘢嚟嘅。咁就叫做 lead to engage，即係我 send 俾你哋嗰啲 information。咁就 itself 咧就唔係culture，又唔係intercultural， 又唔係 organisation culture。但係咧，因為就係我哋因為做開 organisation culture 咧，就發覺咧啲 leadership 同埋嗰個 communication 通常就係最 impact organisation culture 同埋佢嗰個公司入邊嗰個文化嘅嘢。咁所以咧，我呢個 partner 咧，佢就自己 develop 咗呢一套叫做 lead to engage。咁而且咧，佢仲做咗好多其他都係關於 leadership development 嘅嘢。咁就其實拍住我啲 organisation culture 一齊諗嘅。咁我就睇過上次即係撞到 KF 一個月前、個零月前認識咗 KF 啦。咁我 course 我睇下你哋個 KMP 啦。咁就睇到你哋真係幾樣嘢，你哋係 lead with knowledge 啊，你要 learn and collaborate 啊 ，professional development 啊，咁同埋即係好 focus on professional wide practice 啦。咁所以我就當其時即係我好 fascinated， 我記得KF 話俾我聽你做 KM， 我即係話我好中意 KM 㗎咁，因為我自己好中意 digital transformation， 我自己其實以前都做過 technology company 嘅。咁所以我自己對即係成個 data culture 啊，即係嗰方面嘅嘢，我自己係好 passionate 嘅。咁但係我咧最近就係即係話你話真係我唔係 tech， 我自己本身唔係 tech， 我係 interested， 但我自己唔係 technical 嘅人。咁我最近亦都去咗一個係叫做呢個叫做HKPC Productivity Council， 係啱啱2個禮拜前啫嘛。咁睇咗佢哋一個 model， 係佢而家喺個 website 都有嘅。咁佢哋喺度講啦，就係話佢話而家咧 technology digital skills 人人都話係 industry 4.0， 咁所以咧就全部咧可以圍住外圈就係 STEM 啊、VR 啊、technology 嘅嘢。咁內圈咧就係點樣去 apply 佢啦，譬如做 project management 啊、做 e-commerce 啊、做 martech 嘅 fintech 啊咁。然之後佢都係 focus 翻，佢話其實所有嘅公司咧都唔可以忽略，就係 soft skills 中間個圈。咁佢就係講緊話 entrepreneurship 啊、collaboration 啊、storytelling 啊、self management 啊，即係好多呢一啲咁樣係真係 soft skills management 嘅嘢。咁所以咧，我睇完咗一輪之後，咁我又諗下喎，咁話 KF 其實你哋係好 focus， 當然你哋 KM 就會好叻啦，同埋你哋有晒 theory 有晒 model 啊，個個都畢晒業係咪？咁但係咧，可能喺 soft skills 嗰度咧，會係一個 supplement 或者即係一個配合。可能唔知你哋啲 members 會唔會有呢一種需要？咁 therefore 我咪 propose 咗，即係話KF 不如我講下我同我個 partner 做緊呢個 lead to engage 呢一樣嘢，唔知會唔會係即係適合你哋個會啊，適合你哋 member 咁樣。咁好想聽下你個意見啦，即係 of course 我遲啲仲有啲 slide 都可以講多少少關於 details 啦。但係 so far 我講嘅嘢，即係譬如話你哋覺得你哋 member 有冇呢個 need 啊、soft skills 啊，你覺得佢哋點啊而家，同埋有冇呢個機會，譬如你公司有冇培養佢哋啊咁樣咧 ？Queenie 有冇意見咁樣咧？
就聽咗。因為始終個內容係唔知，咁就淨係表面有個名咁啊，大致了解咗。咁其實唔係好清楚去知道可以bring bring 到啲乜嘢俾我哋嘅 member？ 譬如好似我自己，我都係我同意嘅。你頭先講嘅一啲可能 middle management，你嗰個communication 啊嗰啲係會好 impact 嚇。咁但係即係變咗唔係好 get 到究竟具體係點樣去幫到咧
？OK，
我諗下先。
好啊，咁亦都或者唔知阿 William 煮完飯未啦嚇，咁亦都想聽下，因為其實就唔係想知道你 comment on 我哋嘅 program，我想 make sure 我係 address 緊你哋個 need，因為如果你話俾我聽，你話其實你哋其實冇呢個 need 嘅，咁我哋其實即係我都唔想嘥你時間啦，係咪？咁所以即係我覺得而家即係最緊要我哋 agree，你啲 members 係咪有一個咁樣嘅 need，即係同埋你會覺得係咪一啲 soft skills 嘅 development 係會係即係呢個係一個好嘅時間可以即係介紹俾佢哋咁啫。
等我呢個時間我都開下個 screen， 可以望下個樣啦。可能見到啲嘢食，唔好意思啊。咁我講少少先啦。咁如果阿 Queenie 同阿 KF 有補充嘅話，就再加晒落嚟。其實即係大概我哋大概知道個形態係點啦，裏邊呢啲 detail 就仲未知啦嚇。咁但係我係其中一位喺committee 裏邊就覺得。可以推介俾我哋會員嘅，我係 support 嗰個人啊，我覺得可以推介俾我哋會員。我去到呢一刻我都仲係覺得可以推介俾我哋會員。我哋提供好多我唔可以講話我哋有好多 course 就唔係，我從來冇搞過 course。我哋提供好多機會做啲 event 同埋 seminar 去俾我哋嘅 member 去 participate， 去即係大家畢咗業之後 ，KM 畢咗業之後可以繼續有啲 development 咁樣。咁所以如果有呢類型嘅 soft skill 嘅嘢咧，我就我暫時都係咁講啦，即係我暫時認知咧，我覺得都係都中嘅，都會中我哋members 嗰啲希望想做到嘅嘢。咁不過咧，咁我就呢一刻就講下不過先啦。咁不過咧，因為我哋從來都沒有去做過一啲 course 啦，咁一啲收費嘅嘢，我印象中都冇。我哋有啲收好少錢嘅嘢，我哋未搞過一個 officially 去 launch 一個 course 俾我哋嘅會員。我認為我哋可以，即係我覺得可以去推介，係因為我哋唔知道我哋會員嗰個 list 係乜嘢，其實我哋唔會知。我哋嗰個 member list 裏邊會有幾多人有興趣？我認為我哋只可以試咗之後先要知道。咁所以我都係嗰句啦。我覺得可以嘅原因就係咁樣啦。咁但係咧就我都同我哋開會嘅時候都有提過一樣嘢啦。咁我哋暫時都未係喺一個會 lead 住去做一個promotion 嘅 position， 我哋真係未做得到。咁所以即係 given 我頭先所講嘅 background 啦，咁就係我哋只有 reach out 俾我哋嘅會員去知道有啲咁樣嘅嘢，然之後先至可以得出我哋嘅 client 佢哋需要啲乜嘢。咁係啦，我諗暫時係可以講到嘅睇法係得咁多啦。咁睇下 KF 同阿 Queenie 仲有冇啲咩補充？
對於我講係差唔多啦，就即係我哋本身即係就算我哋係 committee 都好啦，就我哋個 role 咧就係即係我哋可以話咧係我哋 support 我哋啲 member 去學一啲唔同嘅嘢，有啲可能對佢哋即係有 interest 啊、有 need 啊各方面嘅嘢嘅嚇。咁我哋就冇咩好規範，一定係要 KM， 我覺得唔一定要 KM 嘅嚇。咁因為我覺得我哋嘅 member 嘅 profile 咧。點解佢會 join 我哋會咧？其實因為佢對 KM 係有興趣。咁點解佢對 KM 有興趣？其實 most likely 佢都係對於即係佢係一個係more likely 係一個喺個 management role， 或者佢要即係去考慮即係點樣，就唔係淨係即係有可能係佢自己啦 individual 啦，或者係實 team 啦，即係點樣去 grow 佢哋喺從 knowledge 方面點去繼續個 development。咁所以我覺得係個依個 course 一個 topic 咧就係 啱，其實好多嘢都啱嘅，因為你去到即係個 development 啊，到 management，其實好多嘢都啱嘅。咁我就唔會話用個 need 去 describe 一樣嘢，因為呢個世界就我覺得係 need 好多嘢都係有 need 嘅，但係咪係一個咩 need？係一個剛性需求啊，定係一個咩需求先？咁係唔同嘅嘢嚟，因為我如果淨係就咁用個 need 咧，其實好 misleading 嘅呢個字眼就而咧就我就算真係有 need，我冇時間都冇用㗎，係咪咁而咧就可能亦都有其他嘅 concern 嘅咁變咗咧就係我覺得只能夠我係話一個即係有冇 interest 啦就同你，因為我哋唔係一個公司嚟嘅我哋所有 member 咧就係每一個都係個個體嚟，佢哋都係有唔同嘅公司做緊嘢，咁變咗咧就係咧，如果我係公司嘅老闆就唔同啦，我個公司老闆話我覺得我公司個 need， 我嘅下屬我個團隊我都需要佢哋係能夠有咁嘅skill 咁嘅 capacity。咁就一個係喺一個咁嘅 setting 嘅，我就可以用我個 need 去 describe 呢樣嘢咯。但如果作為一個會嚟講，每一個係一個係分散嘅一個 individual， 每一個係 individual 嘅 member 咧，我哋唔可以咁樣去講下。咁所以好難去 define 到係咪一個 need 嚟嘅，即係如果即係講翻就咁，所以咧就我哋William 都講過咧，我哋就喺呢個 so far 嚟講，我哋係冇搞過一啲係主動去搞一啲嘅。俾啲課程俾我哋會員雖然我哋曾經去諗過，但係因為真係要搞，其實好多 commitment。我哋大家其實都係揾一個 volunteer basis 去 operate 呢個會嘅包括而家在座幾位咁就我哋本身有自己一個職業去做。咁而咧就如果真係要搞個課程咧，其實你係要即係好 dedicate 係好多嘢去做好多嘢 cover 嘅咁我哋又唔係一個咁嘅 capacity。咁所以我哋能夠做咧，就係話咧，我哋係會 support 我哋或者係鼓勵我哋啲 member 去學唔同嘅嘢。咁但係咧，因為一個 individual interest 嘅問題啦，咁所以咧到最後就話咧，每一個 member 佢自己係咪有興趣，或者佢自己考慮係咪有興趣去 join 呢一個咁嘅 course。咁我哋所以可以做到嘅就係咧，如果我哋覺得即係一個 course 如果係 fair 嘅，係冇乜問題嘅即係我哋都會係睇下有冇辦法可以即係 facilitate 到，就話喺呢啲咁嘅一啲嘅 activity 或者呢啲咁嘅 course 係喺個介紹俾我哋 member 所以我哋 role 其實我哋係一個 facilitation 嘅 role 咁咧 promotion 咧就我哋要睇下點樣 promote 法，因為我哋又唔可以太 hard sell 嘅太 hard sell 咁變咗就話我哋 committee 乜你好似即係變咗 vendor 咁我哋唔係即係我哋 role 唔同我哋唔可以即係唔想去做到咁樣嘅咁所以咧即係我哋咧就係如果係任何人係有啲咁嘅 opportunity 咧，咁我哋係唔介意係幫佢手去 facilitate 佢一啲嘅唔係太即係唔好太過 aggressive 嘅一個即係唔好太過 hard sell 嘅一啲嘅 promotion 因為如果我哋太 hard sell，我哋會有啲反效果，會令到就係因為我哋會員就佢唔係淨係嬲開你就會嬲埋我哋 committee，搞到成個 KMP。
所以我頭先講嘅意思就係話頭先阿 K 講你話，即係我哋推介一啲 course 俾會員，咁我哋覺得係maybe係佢哋都會有興趣嘅但係當我哋如果唔係話好了解呢一個即係呢一個 course 或者呢一個 program 嘅 detail 嘅話，其實係難去諗我哋係咪可以介紹俾啲會員咧？咁當然呢個所謂介紹係有唔同嘅 level 嘅，即係我哋好容易嘅，即係譬如話好似一個 news forward 嘅，我收到阿 Carmen 可能 officially 公司有個單張或者乜嘢，咁我哋我就咁 forward 俾啲會員，呢個亦都係其中一樣嘢。咁但係即係我哋點解會好似即係要揾你去傾下，點解今晚會坐埋一齊去傾下？因為我哋都想了解，點解唔想做得好草率呢件事？因為我哋對於我哋個會員都要好小心，即係所以點解今晚會坐埋一齊就係咁樣。 所以我都 agree 嘅，即係同阿菲蘭呢樣嘢，即係其實有我哋了解咗有好嘢，咁會同會員講，咁呢個係我覺得都係冇問題嘅。
係啊，經過阿 K1 同阿 Queenie 補充之後咧，我相信我哋俾到一個大約 KMP 點樣運作，我哋搞緊啲乜嘢嘅輪廓咧，俾阿 Carmen 知道。咁所以睇下即係咁啊 Carmen 你應該都了解我哋其實要知多啲先至可以再去決定我哋下一步去點樣 proceed。而我哋 proceed 嗰個形式大約係啲乜嘢，我諗大概都有少少心裏有數。咁所以係啦，我諗暫時我哋我哋呢方面應該講到呢度差唔多。
係啊。
OK， 好多謝你哋。其實因為我係想攞多少少 input 啦，我都係話，即係其實就係make sure，即係我都唔係 hard sell 嘅，因為咁即係我都想 make sure，即係你哋覺得可能 soft skill competence 啦，多謝你 correct 我啊 KF 呢個 company 有個 need， 但係你嗰個 member 你好難即係個會去話佢有咩 need 啦，完全同意。咁但係即係或者我個 focus 就係話，即係咪 soft skills 嘅 competence 係一啲即係對佢哋會有 value 嘅嘢咧？咁 anyways， 即係如果大家都覺得可能都有機會 explore 㗎咁就等我繼續落去啦。呢個 program 咧，我咪話係其實係我個 partner 自己 develop 嘅。咁我個 partner 就喺澳洲嘅，咁佢已經做咗，我諗佢都係 multinational 做 HR 咧，做咗20幾年㗎啦。咁啊自己走出嚟做，咁佢以前咧就係做一間法國公司添嘅，係 base 喺澳洲。咁所以咧，你知法國人啊、澳洲人啊好多 cultural issues 啊，又好 complicated 嘅 setup 啊咁。咁而家咧佢走咗出嚟嘅時候咧，我哋就睇住咧就係而家即係我哋成日都話 VUCA 啦、volatile 啦、uncertainty 啦，即係好多呢啲咁嘅嘢。咁所以咧就以前所有啲 courses 即係 before COVID 咧，就係 meet face to face 嘅，尤其是你知澳洲佬添啦，中意飲酒，大家傾偈咁樣樣。咁但係自從 COVID 之後，佢哋全部都要 online。咁所以咧呢一個 course 咧就係佢用一個佢以前 offline 嘅 program，就變咗一個 online 嘅方式，就係舊年年中即係大約呢個時候 roll 出去嘅。咁佢初初就揾一啲公司，即係公司入邊就 sign up 成間公司入邊啲 middle managers and senior managers 啊咁去做嘅。咁而家咧佢已經喺澳洲做咗 public program。咁喺美國咧就啱啱 launch 咗啦已經，咁都幾好喎個 response，即係佢又係做咗第一班，咁啊第一班有成20人嘅，唔知18定20人咁，唔錯嘅。咁所以咧佢個 program 咧，其實係一個好短嘅 overview 啦，因為我知道我都俾咗嘢你睇，咁唔使即係好 detail 咁樣 go through， 就係12個禮拜嘅 advanced management， 我哋叫做 micro learning。因為咧佢就唔係好似以前，因為要將啲人飛去一度地方一齊上堂，咁就梗係 pack 咗3日，每日8小時嗰隻。咁而家就變咗拆咗佢就12個禮拜，咁就每個禮拜咧有1個鐘頭零15分鐘就 virtual session 嘅。咁即係話個人無論你喺邊一度，其實你都可以 download 啦。你係 work from home 又好，你喺 office 又好，你係咩都好。咁跟住咧 in between 每一個 session 咧，我哋通常就中意喺禮拜1做嘅，因為如果禮拜1做嗰個 session 咧，佢個 the rest of the week 咧，佢可以即係一路 follow up， 要做啲少少嘅功課啊咁樣樣。咁再到下一個禮拜1咧，我哋又會有啲新嘅 topic 介紹啦，或者係溫翻一啲舊書啊，然後 recap 啲嘢啊咁。咁所以 in between 嗰個禮拜2個 session 入邊咧，就會有大約 up to 1 hour 到嘅叫做 application。咁就等佢哋咧係用我哋嗰個 platform 咧，係同其他啲 cohort 一齊interact 嘅。因為我哋呢個叫做 lead to engage， 咁所以個 engagement 就好緊要，就係唔係靠嗰1個鐘頭我哋講課嗰個 facilitation session， 而係其實係點樣將佢帶落去，將嗰啲 material throughout 嗰個 week 佢要 interact 翻 with 即係其他啲 cohorts。
Carmen 啊，每時候稍微 interact 少少啊，因為我想問你一個問題，你講到呢個 point 就，因為如果喺一個 single 一個公司嚟講咧，咁呢樣嘢就係我覺得都幾好嘅。咁因為咧，我哋即係作為一個公司，你去大家一齊喺同一個公司、同一個環境下做嘢嘅時候咧，你可能會大家會遇到同一啲問題，同一個 application 嘅需要，同一個 need 嚇，亦都呢啲咁嘅啲分分鐘咧係好可能就係大家係同一時間都會撞到嘅嚇。咁即係話大家 in the same context at the same time 嚇。咁但係如果講緊我哋KMP 一個咁嘅 setting，而大家係來自5湖4海。大家唔同公司， 咁其實咧可能係啊 ，for example Queenie 嗰排佢頭痛緊係依樣嘢喎，跟住阿 William 佢又諗緊另一樣嘢喎。咁其實咧我就好 depends on 翻即係你嗰個 course 咧呢啲咁嘅 weekly 嘅一個focus 或者一個 topic 又好或者 application 好，即係咁你會點睇法喺呢樣嘢嗰度？
不如我 show 下你嗰個 during the week 嗰個 engagement 係點啦。
好啊。
下一個 slide 會係咁嘅。咁先呢度其實呢6個 item 我咁你哋睇過啦，我都唔使特別去 explain 係咩啦。咁其實嗱呢一度唔知你哋睇得清唔清楚啦，因為比較細啲字。
OK。
你睇到啊？嗱，譬如你睇到左下角嗰度嗰個咧，我就 clip 咗個 screen 嘅。嗰個我哋每一個禮拜做嘅嘢就叫做 story。譬如第一個禮拜就話 Who are you 咁咧就個 instruction 就係 introduce yourself to your cohort. You will be learning together and challenging leadership topics over the next 3 months. You'll be required to team up with some activities. So share a little bit about yourself. 咁咧 how they are going to learn and work together. 咁個 challenge 就係咧，你就即嗰個學生就要 record 一個 short video。因為依家我哋其實已經係知道，其實唔係淨係講嘢，又唔係淨係 Zoom 㗎啦。而家即係有好多啲 latest 嘅 skills， 就係話你要識得點樣去做埋 video， 點樣去 promote 自己，或甚至乎你唔係 promote 自己，但係 at least 你 go through 咗個 experience 啦。你就算第時 supervise 人嘅話，你啲 reportees 佢哋點樣 go through 咩 challenges， 其實你自己都要有個 experience 嘅。咁所以我哋用 video 嚟做。You describe who you are。What's your role? What company you work for? 咁呢個就真係 cater to 唔同公司嘅人添㗎啦。咁等佢咧一定要 go through 個 process 啦。第一佢要 organize， 佢要諗，佢要即係所以叫 storytelling 啦。咁跟住佢要拍埋個 video， 跟住佢要 upload， 咁同埋要喺2分鐘內 introduce 晒所有嘢。咁仲有一樣嘢就係咧，佢下低 evaluated answers。In fact， 你嗰啲 peer 嗰個 cohort 咧係都會 rate 你嘅。咁 of course 即係通常啲人都唔會太衰嘅，唔會俾你0分嘅，但係有 rating 嘅。咁即係話呢樣嘢唔係話要做幾個鐘頭嘅嘢，係2分鐘嘅 video， 但係佢會令到你要諗呢啲嘢。咁即係其實係好大部分係要用埋 critical analytic skills 啊 ，organisation skills 啊，同埋咧你係要 share 嘅。咁即係話咧，如果你個人係好怕講嘢嘅，好怕醜嘅，其實呢樣嘢係會喺一個 what I would call a safe environment， 因為呢個又唔係你老闆，應該唔係你嘅同事，所以冇人會報串噶嘛。咁你應該，所以其實就係俾一個 environment 俾佢哋 practice 呢一類嘅 skills。咁呢一個係其中之一啦。咁有分俾嘅。咁所以我哋呢個 platform 係 keep 翻晒呢啲所有嘅 answers 啊，所有嘅 response， 人哋可以入去啊，做 rating 啊，俾 badges 啊，俾分啊咁。譬如上
Andrews 咧啱啱入嚟 join 啊，佢會 prefer 會講英文好啲嘅。
Okay.
Hey Andrews, how are you doing?
Hi Andrews.
Your mic is not on yet. Andrews, are you there? Hey, you finally here.
Hello.
Yes, sorry. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
Apologies for being so late. Yes, I had another conference call.
Yeah, introduce you. This is Carmen, and she's actually, we started already.
Yeah, of course.
She's introducing to us about the course she's proposing. So just listen. So we're just talking in Cantonese, but now because of you, we'll switch to English.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay,
No
sorry,
problem.
Carmen. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Are you based in Hong Kong, Andreas?
Yes, I'm here in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay, great. So I hope you're not, hungry. William seems to be having lunch. If you actually want to have some lunch, that's fine with me because this is really casual. I'm just going through a quick introduction of the program, and I previously sent through a deck, which I think had a lot more detailed information on what the program is. And so what I'm doing now is basically giving you a little bit of highlight plus showing an example, a few examples of what we actually include in the program. So just now the question from KF was that, these, if your members actually take part in this program, they're not in the same company. And as a result, is it relevant for them? Will they be trying to solve problems that are, everybody has their own problems. So, is it relevant for them to kind of sit together and be a cohort? So what I was trying to show actually is, if you recall from your reading, we cover a few topics. And out of those few topics, I think a lot of them are pretty much, they're not related to a certain company. So they are more related to, for example, culture, engagement, and you, which is a much more generic overview. And it's really a focus on what we call leadership and soft skill competencies. How do you actually develop courageous leadership? How do you develop trust leadership? How do you demonstrate change leadership, or how do you actually implement change? And also touch on team culture and team dynamics. So we got to the part where I was saying, like, in between the week, because what they do is they have a 1 hour and 15-minute session, usually with us, with the facilitator. We would talk about in a very interactive way about the subject matter. And then during the week, they'll be given assignments to do. And the assignment has to be done on an electronic platform. It's a learning platform. And if you can see the screen at the bottom, Andreas, I don't know how big or small your screen is. Can you see the small words?
Yes, no problem.
Great. So I was saying, for example, at the bottom left hand, you will see the full screen, which says that that's the story for the week. That's what they're supposed to be doing. This guy actually did it. Somebody did it, and they already got 100 points. What the person was supposed to do was to actually tell their cohort who they are, because they're all coming from different organizations, introduce themselves, and talk about, a little bit about themselves, introduce, and actually get to know each other. So what they're supposed to do is to actually, instead of just talking, and which means that, I can talk for any time, I can talk for 5 minutes. But what they're asked to do is to actually do a 2-minute video. So it basically means that the cohort is being challenged to think about what they want to say, organize it a little bit, make a video, and if somebody has never made a video of himself talking, then in fact they would have to make a video. So this is a little bit of a stretch to challenge them a little bit in a safe environment, so that they actually do all the things that, like if you want to survive, I think, in a new environment like this, digital 4.0, everybody is into disruptive technologies, it's a VUCA world, all of this. So these are skills that we actually think they need. And we try to bring it from what they hear from us in the facilitated session into practice. They have to apply some of those things, and then we lead them to the next session. But every chore or homework that we ask them to do during the week on the learning platform actually relates to what we have talked about, but also relates to what is happening outside. So these are the things to do. I was going to talk about reflective practice, which is the one on top. So this is another way of another week, this may be the other challenge. Read an article about how a daily self-reflection practice improves leadership performance, and that's an article that we give out, and reflect on the 7 questions, which is at the end of the article. And then they're supposed to actually give comments and share with the rest of the group, what they thought about the article and if they had other thoughts about it. So again, this is something that they would have to read the article. They would have to now organize their thoughts in terms of contributing more in a discussion format. This is not a test. Again, this is not an exam. And again, it's a safe environment because it's not part of the organization. But what happens is that they have evaluation. So when they contribute something, each of the other cohorts can actually come in and make comments. They can actually come back to them. They can challenge them. They can thumbs up them. So it is actually that kind of an interactive environment that we wanted to, to show, so that, they have the opportunity to interact with other people. So that's how we actually do the midweek exercises. I mean, KF, does that answer your question a little bit more?
Yeah. Another question. You in the previous slide you mentioned about 6 different topics, right? And then you also mentioned there are a total of like 12 weeks. Can I like roughly say that like each topic will actually takes 2 weeks? Is it
Yes.
such an arrangement?
Yes. Actually, some topics take 2 weeks. Yeah, roughly about that.
Okay.
Because there's obviously the first lesson is a lot of introduction, a lot of, getting to know each other, the rules, and things like that. So yeah, it's roughly about 2 weeks per topic.
Okay, so in the history, I don't know how long have this been running in Australia or in other countries. Like, are these always the 6 same topics, or do you actually have others more than 6? So, and for example, if I am a company, or for example, if it's KMP, we want to add a particular topic which we think is more suitable, or is actually a very important topic for our association, for example. Is it a feasibility to add that?
We manage the topics, and we have the content, and the content is stuff that is pretty substantial. Yes, we definitely can.
I'm actually exploring opportunities with you.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just exploring any additional opportunities.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, we definitely can change the topics or adjust the topics. And usually this is a framework that we've actually gone through a few iterations, in Australia. And we launched exactly this framework in New York. Sorry, not New York, United States. So with this particular setup, we have all the materials, and everything that we've got, and so it's all prepared, including all the, the exercises, the reflective practices, and all of that. So yes, we can do it, but it might take a little bit of time unless the material is all ready and it's there, or you're using, other material that we might have. So that is where, it would be a little bit for, it depends, on how much material. For example, if you want to talk about a KM, then we wouldn't have that. So I can't exactly say that we can 100% work around, because it's very much, the kind of material that we have. Otherwise, we would have to take a long time, to make sure that that we're completely backed up. Because what we have done here, and actually I had it in a hidden slide. Let me see. I don't think I actually have that here. Yeah, I think I would have to unhide a slide because, let me see if I can do that. Yeah, let me unhide these slides. I'll show you. This is not exactly the topics that we've got there, but I can show you how much planning and thinking actually, has gone into this before. Okay. So let me run this, and let me show my screen again. Okay, can you see my slide here?
Maybe the other one, the other screen.
Oh, is it the other screen? Well,
This
okay.
we still can see, so it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can still see. I actually have no notes. But yeah, let me stop share. Let me reshare. So maybe it's this one that you want to see. Correct? This one.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, correct. That's
Okay.
right, yeah.
So we did not have proactive leader as part of, the lead to engage. But for example, if you wanted to slip in one of these topics, then we actually have a lot of materials on this. For example, the proactive leader, what we do is we split up what makes a proactive leader, and then it consists of landscape vision, how to lead up, how to do conduit management, collaboration mapping, and dealing with ambiguity. And under each of these topics, we've got, a lot of content, right? So, so if you want to actually shift, to another topic, then it basically means that, for example, the resilient leader, we start with self-acceptance, then we actually talk about tolerance for frustration, emotional and behavioral responsibility, flexibility, resilient decision-making. So you can see that, again, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So as I said, yes, we can definitely adjust based on, suggestions from the committee, or even when we actually get feedback from the participants and they say, we really want to, have a chat about this. We can definitely do something and actually adjust the program as well. But what we try to do is to make it really meaty, to give people really rich content, rather than it's not just today let's talk about leadership. So we try to be a little bit more serious and considerate about that.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on, all right. So here, I think the program itself, these are the 3 areas that we really kind of think it's, the selling points, right? One is very practical because it really does bring application into what we teach. And that is where we try to follow up with the exercise during the week. And the exercise is not just run-of-the-mill, answer these 5 questions, it's multiple choice, you know the answer, and therefore you got it. So the practice that we put in place really tries to implement what we talk about during the facilitation session. The second one is that it's relevant. KF may be not as relevant directly to the company, but it's relevant for the times. Because in these times, we know that there's a lot happening out there. There's a lot of disruption. There's a lot of technology happening. People are using different ways to communicate. So we actually try to build all of that into the program. And of course, the third one is that we know that people talk about micro-learning. People talk about, it has to be learning in the flow of work. And we try to do that as, learning in the flow of the course. So you actually don't just go from Monday class to the next Monday class. So we try to flow it, because if you do have a good cohort that actually corresponds and dialogues with each other, the opportunity for learning from each other is great. Plus, it's ongoing. So throughout the week, we hope actually that people will be contributing, they will be responding to each other, they'll be rating each other, and you would actually have a much more engaging process. And that is actually what we try to achieve through that. And of course, at the end of the course, we do subscribe, to these certification, and which, they can download and they can put on their LinkedIn profiles, or they can show that as a certificate. So at the end, I think, if you look at both sides, for your members, we're really talking about soft skills development, learning with the flow, really relevant peer learning from each other, and it's very interactive and reinforcing. And I think for the association, hopefully it would help with the professional and personal development of your members. We're looking at a special rate for members, and I think I explained partially that one to KF. And also, as I said, I offered to actually have a charitable contribution, for a mutually agreed course, to thank the association or to acknowledge the association, if that's actually what's, like you would like to do that. Okay. Any comments?
Andrews, you have any comment from you, or William, you want to talk something?
I'm okay at the moment. Yeah. Sorry, William.
Let me start first. See if you guys have any thing to add on. So far, I would say. Sorry, as Carmen, I have to be honest. Okay, so let me express my opinion first. So far, I haven't changed my opinion that we can promote this course to our members, and but sorry, it's still we can. It's not we should. I haven't moved I haven't made up my mind yet after this meeting, after your presentation, and the one thing I concern is I don't see there any any special selling point that this leadership development course is unique, is more relevant to our members. Maybe the way that the question KF asked may be relevant. That if the content can be customized to more fit on KM perspective, or maybe anything. KM perspective may be one of the options, but it's not a mandatory, but not mandatory one. That would be more attractive to our members. So, and I believe within the committee, we still need further discussion on similar issue. That's all from my side for at the moment. Anything to add on, KF, Andrews, please? Thank you.
Andrews?
Yeah, nothing from me. I mean, thank you very much, Carmen, for introducing the course to us. Yeah, I think as William has said, I think for us it really would be, we just promote this to our members and see if we can get a interest among the members to join. So yeah, that's the only thing from me, really.
Yeah, okay. Queenie, you have any comments? You want to comment on this, or?
No, not at the moment. I get the same point of view as William. So yeah, I think maybe we can discuss further within the committee.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I have a little bit more I can talk about. I think a lot of some of the detail actually are very important. When you talk about a course, there are too many courses in the world right now, and you don't even have time to know what's available. I think the importance is the sixth topic, and it's a topic itself, and a little bit more details about the topic. Then I think that's what really matters. Yeah, in these six individual, but frankly speaking, in each one of them, there are already a lot of courses available in the market. But how good it is, we really don't know. Okay, but of course there are good courses, there are bad courses. But in general, what I would say that these actually the way these courses or the top topics are chosen, I think is good. I think these are important soft skills that as a leader, as a manager, they should develop. And then the rest will actually really depends on how it is presented and how the interaction, how the dynamics will go during the course. So it really depends on how you guys will facilitate the course and how the members in the course will interact with each other. So that's what I would say. The reason why I was asking, would there be any possibility of customizing a topic, is because in order to, I think, well, frankly speaking, I think a lot of companies, they will have the same request, including the company or the client I worked for in the past, and they will say, oh, I have this need. Then the topics here are something more general, but then how it relates to like my company. Because if I'm the boss, I'm going to invest in the training, in the people. Then what I'm going to get, which is relevant to the result that I want to obtain for my company, for the business. So this is something I'll be looking for. And so if I will go one step further, if that is for example, from a KM perspective, I would be more interested to see how actually like part of this can be like integrated with the KM together to make it more relevant for our members who are already interested in KM. So this is from that kind of thinking. Of course, I'm not saying that if we do this, we'll be more successful. I cannot say that, okay? But I was just exploring any opportunities. In fact, I've been also developed some course, and I did some course last year. We are pretty much about the same thing. We have like the engagement. We have project for the learners, to feedback and discuss and all this. More or less the same. So, and I think as a whole, my comment is, yeah, it's good, but frankly, we don't know how good and how we should move forward. I don't know. I don't have an answer right now. So that's will be comments from my side.
I hear what you're saying. So I think both yourself and William are kind of looking at how, in what way is this really compelling, and you can't really tell. I think that's what you're saying, correct? All right. I see William nodding his head.
Well,
Yeah.
after all, we do not have experience in the course, so we cannot say it's good or big. We are actually, I think every one of us have joined many different courses. Some are good,
So
some are
you're
not as
saying that
good.
it's a big risk, basically, for if you went all out and it's not as good as you think or it should be, then it would actually affect the credibility of the association. And I totally get that. So how do you think, what do you think I need to show in order to actually, what do you think I need to do in order to actually share with you the quality of the course? Do you have any suggestions for me?
To just jump in to say what has to be added, I think we need some time to further discuss about that. Yeah. If KF or Andrew, you have anything to add on, please feel free. But I want to say that there's still something just come off my mind that is that it's about the operation of if we promote a course. So is that we have to there should be at least 15 participants to start a course, and for KMP, how much our member has to pay for the course, that we have to figure out. Is that already?
Yeah, in the information that Carmen sent out already.
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
Sorry.
And it's all in sort of like in questions, right? Target participants, I think it is really middle management, and it's really skills to be engaging and maybe helping people to be a better people leader. Timing, as I said, usually we prefer Mondays, even Tuesdays may work, and I think lunchtime is a good time because I think for a lot of members, this is not a company course. If it's a personal course, maybe at a lunchtime over a lunch period. That's my suggestion. The full price actually is Australian $1,250, and that's about 7,500 Hong Kong dollars. I have obtained a special price that I need to pay to Australia for this course, and I need to obviously cover that cost. But then I'm basically not making money on it, which I have shared with KF. I think the critical thing, and that's why I put it in a question mark, is that it should be a price that your members are willing to pay, and yet it shouldn't be so cheap that they say, okay, well, you know what, I'd rather go out for lunch with my girlfriend, and I'm not going to do this because it's not it shouldn't be so cheap that people would just forego it. And so, in fact, I'm looking to suggestions from you about how much you think a course like this we could actually charge for. And I'm prepared not to make money on this one because for me it's a pilot program. Proposed dates, I've already checked with Australia, and these are good dates for them. And as I said, we can make a contribution to a charity on behalf of, let me go back, sorry about that. On behalf of the association, because I know that you guys are nonprofit and you don't really, do this kind of thing. So I didn't want to make this very commercial for you, and I didn't want to make this, into that sort of a consideration all around. But again, I'm open to suggestions here. I'm really open to, what you suggest. And that's why everything is a question mark here. These are just questions. And that's the whole point about collaborating, because I don't look at myself as selling you something. I'm looking at this as I'm piloting a program. If it's good for your members, and if you actually feel there's value in it, help me with it, give me the feedback. And, obviously, hopefully later on, I can make it a very commercial program. I can make lots of money from it or whatever it is, scale it up. But I'm really looking at this as like, you know what? I have this. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think it's like a pilot, right? So that you prepare for the future business for yourself.
I am indeed. So therefore, I'm not making money on it. And as I said, I'm happy to make a contribution to a charity for this, depending on, of course, how many people sign up and so on. And therefore, as, again, as I said, I'm open to suggestions.
Sorry, I missed this page. But now with this number 7,500, is that a package price for if there are 15 participants? Will be this price, or we can get a lower price if there are 20, or it will goes up if there's only 10? So is there any price range with how many participate?
No, this is the full price. So we're talking about a pilot price. And I have communicated, what my partner is charging me is about a third of this, but that's a cost. That's basically rock bottom, that's the cost.
Well, 呢個係佢嘅 list price 嚟嘅嚇，唔係佢即係咁，但係即係冇乜所謂，即係我覺得如果有啲嘢係大家係即係覺得有價值嘅咧，就其實就算佢原價其實都唔貴啊！如果呢一個咁嘅 course 係算平添啦嚇。咁但係咧，我覺得最緊要就係咧，就係啱唔啱咯嚇。咁同埋咧，就如果係啱嘅話咧，就係一個 introductory 嘅一個即係 pilot 嘅 pricing， 咁即係我哋都好着數嘅嚇。咁係咪啊，Carmen啊？我講得啱唔啱？如果你我覺得唔啱，你 correct 我啊嚇。
唔係，你啱㗎，你啱㗎。我就係咁意思，即係話，所以我擺咗個 full price 喺度，咁所以我話呢個 special pilot price， 即係我哋係 question 咯，即係我係想即係 make a price that you guys。就算你攞個 course 俾你啲 members， 咁我諗即係你話呢個 course 唔使錢㗎，哇！啲人話好報名咯，但係報咗名佢未必 last 到12堂。
佢唔會嚟嘅係。呢個世界免費嗰啲嘢係冇價值嘅，所以唔應該嘅。
係啦嚇，咁所以
你真係有做嘢付出咧，我覺得係收錢係應該嘅嚇，呢個 business world 嚟㗎嘛嚇。咁其實咧，我諗what I think what we need to do today is that we need to get enough information from Carmen so that we can actually continue the discussion and see how we can move on or what action we're going to take.
好啊，嗱，因為其實
sorry Carmen 啊，我有個 suggestion， 你 go翻你個6個 topic 啊，嚇嗰個 page 啊。
呢個
係啦，咁你跟住再向前，你翻2個 slide 啊。
呢個
係啦，嗱，即係其實咧，如果要我哋去考慮咧，其實咧講，我覺得成個 course 唔係嗰個 course 嘅問題，係你個 course 嘅內容咧，只係最值錢嘅嘢嚇。咁而咧呢一個例如 for example 呢一個 page 咧就話咧，即係你淨係一個 proactive leader 一個名對於我哋聽嚟係冇 feeling 嘅，冇意思嘅。咁我唔好肯定，唔好記得啦，就係你 send 俾我嘅 deck 裏邊，即係有冇一個咁嘅係即係 next level 嘅，即係如果係 proactive 我哋會講係大致依扎，起碼我哋有個 feeling 有個 scope， 大概係講啲咩嘢啊嘛嚇。咁呢啲 information 我覺得我哋係需要嘅，同埋咧就咁你將來你去做 promotion 咧，其實我覺得都係呢一個反而係比較重要啲嘅嚇。
good input， 即係話可以 break 到佢落呢一個 level。係
去到呢個 level 冇錯啦，係啦。
去到呢個 level 咁就。
如果唔係咧，淨係 leadership 哇，淨係 leadership 哇，好鬼大喎，大佬好多 course， 幾千幾萬個 course 喎，個個都講 leadership 嚇。咁你有咩唔同咧？或者你有咩嗰時候咧係睇呢個 next level 呢個 detail， 我覺得係好重要嘅。
我明白。OK， 咁其實呢個係一個好嘅 information 俾我啊，因為我其實就係。你知道有陣時又驚俾得太多 information， 有陣時又驚 唔夠 information，咁就呢幾個就大 topic，即係你意思話想知多少少關於佢下低嘅 breakdown，其實裏頭有啲咩內容？係好啊，
我都會站喺你個角度去諗，你放心，因為你即係呢個係都 at the end 都係個 business 嚟噶嘛，即係你又唔可以放咗太多料出去㗎。不過 OK 嘅，你放心，即係你成個最寶貴嘅咧，我覺得係有一半係可能係你個內容，你點樣 lead 個內容啦。但係其實另一半嘅其實係即係喺個 course 上面，大家學員之間個互動啊嚇，同埋佢點 relate 佢真正個 real life 裏邊所遇到佢嘅真實嘅嗰啲 pain points 咧，我覺得先係最緊要，嗰個先係真係學到嘢嘅地方嚇。即係唔係淨係你俾你 copy 嗰個 style 冇乜意思，世界太多 information 嚟㗎。
明白。OK， 咁啊係，即係呢一堆嘢就比較 generic 咯，即係好似係一個 brochure 咁 pull 出嚟嘅嘢。咁可能即係其實咧呢一度就即係呢一類咁嘅 information，你就會覺得有用啲啦，係嘛？即係你真係睇到個 page 做乜嘢嘢，
俾我哋知道大概多一少少就話原來大概點樣形式去 run 嘅咁樣咯。咁呢個你可能俾一兩個做 as a sample 就 OK 㗎啦，唔需要太多㗎啦。
好。係啦，咁我又拆咗幾個，不如我做過一個我睇下我用Word document， 我 copy 幾樣嘢俾你咁樣，好嗎？
唔緊要，隨便你下，你即係唔好亦都唔好太過嘥時間嘥 effort 啦，就 whatever is convenient 啦嚇。
係，唔該晒，得呢個冇問題，我可以做到嘅嚇。
So, guys, you have any more question want to ask?
Not at the moment. But I would say the further discussion we have to talk about is just as Carmen asked the question, what has to be added to be more relevant or to move our members, to engage our members. That would be the question we have to ask ourselves before we proceed to the next step. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah. For information, also for Carmen's information, we have a session I think in January this year, a few months ago, and I invited a speaker to talk about culture, intercultural intelligence. So in fact, I was also thinking about like developing a course in the area of culture. But of course I also have other engagement and also for your information, William. To develop a course is not that easy. It takes a long time, a lot of preparation, a lot of job to do. So I understand. The content is a good content is really difficult.
So what kind of culture were you doing? Is it organizational culture or national culture?
No. That's something else. That's nothing to do. I was talking about another one. I think I briefly discussed with you last time. We call it ICI, intercultural intelligence.
Oh, okay. So you're still working on it, right?
Well, I'm officially a trainer, but I'm not. I just not experienced enough, so I dare not to be a trainer right now. But I need more practice, and I'm thinking about like how to start this course in Hong Kong as well. But already a year, I still am busy on my other project, so I don't really have time to spend on that yet. So early this year in January, we have a webinar run by overseas associate that he gave introduction.
Yeah, from Singapore, right? You're saying, yeah.
They are based in Dubai, and but I work with my partner in Singapore. And in Singapore, we already introduced this course into a semi-government organization in Singapore, which is similar to the Hong Kong Productivity Council. So, and the course will divide into two parts, two levels. So even one level is the similar course. So that's why I said this is cheap. Anyway,
hey, all right.
So I think that's about it. If you have nothing to add.
Yeah.
No, I'm
okay. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for your time. So I would take your suggestion and try to break down, some of the content or see how I can actually give you a better idea of what's covered, within each of those 6 topics. And then also, I guess, once you've got that information from me, you can then have a further discussion about what is relevant, what is not relevant, and how you can actually see, some of the information or the content being tweaked. So yeah, shall we do that?
Yeah, okay. And today we have like 4 people participate. We have another 2 members from the committee who could not join today. So we probably have to wait until we have our next committee meeting to discuss about this, and then we'll give you a more feedback from our side. How about that?
Okay, when's your next meeting so I know how much time I've got?
I forgot. You guys know?
Sorry, I forgot. Let me check.
July
Should be
6th.
7,
July
6th of July. Yeah, 6th of July.
July 6th. Okay, I've got, good. I've got plenty of time. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much for your time, Carmen. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
really
guys, so we have a little bit discussion after like Carmen left.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you,
Bye.
Carmen.
Bye, Carmen.